We were all raised in a certain way to go to school, work hard, to get what we want, get a job because that job is the ultimate.
Yes.
But we have broken that.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, good day, everyone, wherever you are. This is the Immigrant Experience Show coming to you from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. My name is Moji Taiwo and I'm your host. I'm also an author of I Give Because I'm Blessed and I'm Blessed Because I Give. But I have also just released a children's book series called Grandma and Her Munchkins. Both books available on Amazon, the children's book available on Ingram Spark and on my website. But today we have two wonderful young people, young immigrants to introduce to you. But before we do that, I am going to give you a tidbit about Canada. The latest release of 2021 census data shows that Canada continues to lead the G7 countries for the most educated workforce thanks to its strong college sector and highly educated immigrants. We've always told you that immigrants in Canada holds everything down all the time. We come here to achieve a goal and to contribute to the community, and we continue to do so. So, we have with us today Akin and Agape Akin. Akin started banking and retail lending to digital marketing and online business coaching. And Agape, from business ownership to medical administration to banking, and now online business coaching and digital marketing. I don't have much on them, hence my short introduction. However, we're going to find out about them. From the horse's mouth, they say, right? We'll find out from the horse's mouth. So welcome to both of you.
Thank
Akin.
you. This is Akin, and it's
Agape Akin.
And they, as you can guess, they are a couple, they're married, but they're relatively new in Canada, I want to assume. So I'm going to ask, when did you arrive in Canada?
December 2013. So this December makes it exactly 9 years.
9 years?
Yeah.
Wow. So why Canada? Or maybe I should say, where did your journey started from?
Actually, we landed straight in Airdrie, Alberta, if you can believe that.
I can believe it because some people have landed in Olds, Alberta.
Oh, wow.
Way back.
Yeah.
When there's only one street light.
Wow.
Yes.
That's crazy amazing. Now, so we thought actually that we're coming to Calgary. That was our plan from Nigeria. But then the couple that came to pick us up from the airport had told us that they lived on the outskirts of Calgary. So we thought, okay, Calgary. And then they drove us straight to Airdrie and they were like, yeah, this is our home, but we'll drive you into Calgary to find a place and all that. But after 2 weeks with them in Airdrie, we decided that this was okay.
Wow.
Right? Like, we loved it and we never left. And it's been 9 amazing years living in Airdrie.
Excellent. So why did you relocate to Canada? Why?
Wow, that's a tough one. But the truth of the matter is the conditioning, the environment, the circumstances, the scenarios, the everyday living that we were in back in Lagos, Nigeria, we wanted more out of life. And then rather than complain, we said to ourselves, the earth belongs to the Lord. Everything therein belongs to Him. Gold and silver and cow and everything. Why don't we explore? We wanted more out of life. We wanted our next generation to be globally minded and have a world view perspective. So that was part of the reasoning why we said we got to try something new.
All right. And what did you have to sacrifice? What did you have to leave behind to make that change?
We left everything, and I mean literally everything. We came into Canada with 4 boxes. One had Akin and I's clothes. The other one had our kids' clothes. The third one had our books and our frames and documents. And the last one had food that we felt like we could survive on until we found our way, made our way around Canada. So we left everything behind. We were working in the corporate world. We had built successful businesses back in Nigeria. In 2 months, we shut everything down and moved, right? We left our family behind. Like, my dad has 20 children. His dad has 7 children. So we have a big family. And we left everything. In fact, a few people were worried about us. They threw us parties. They were like trying to explain to us that, maybe one of you should go and see how it is. But Aki and I knew that we needed to do this together as a family because we had a vision for our family. We knew that there's so many things that had to stop with us. So many things we weren't happy about that we knew we didn't want to pass on to our children. And that's, it's embedded in what he was saying, that we knew that we needed to explore more. And so we left everything behind. It was a little painful, but I think because we had each other.
Yes, you really have to believe in each other.
That was it. And we thought, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. No matter what, everybody thought we were crazy, but we knew we were going to be fine because we had each other.
All right. So, people come through different means and through different circumstances. In your case, it looked like you made a concerted effort and decision for your future goals. And that tells me also, and to our viewers, that you uprooted yourself for the unknown. But you're willing to make the sacrifices for what you want. You were not coming to Canada to steal anything or to be a burden to the system. You were coming to contribute. And you were willing to do whatever you had to do. So with that, what are some of the challenges you face?
Challenges, I would say a new environment, a new work environment especially, and there is this thing that goes around, do you have Canadian experience? But where I grew up from and what I've learned over time due to my managerial levels and the trainings and everything, I had a global mindset in terms of I can integrate, so I understand the word integrate, I understand the word diplomacy, I understand how to grow myself and find my way. So those were my background, my perspectives. So I do not see a challenge, really. But because it's 2 of us in the same boat, we had courage. Courage to overcome anything, really. So when it's a challenge,
you have each other's back.
Yes,
and you can rely on each other.
The willingness to go over any circumstances.
All right. All right. You were both in banking, or before that. I'd ask what challenges as a couple, but because you have each other, you can sort of bounce things off of each other. What about the kids? You came with children. What are some of the challenges that you saw, or the ones that they shared with you that they face?
So we have 3 children, and one of them, we brought 2 of them with us to Canada, and the last one, a boy, was born here. So our first 2 came with us when they were 5 and 3.
Okay.
And then
So they were still
they were still
very
young, but then our 5-year-old, she was already her own person. She had her own personality, very jovial, very, loving, caring, everything, right? And she comes into the school system and she starts to learn about bubbles. Oh, don't be in my bubble, or don't touch me, or
don't
so
step into my space.
don't step into my space. Meanwhile, she had been in a school system that everybody was friends. Everybody in the class were friends. If you're neighbors, you're friends. If you're living in the same apartment building, you're friends. And then suddenly people are saying, don't touch my hair. And for the first few months of her being in the new environment she was in, we were having to sign the pink slip.
Oh, what is a pink slip?
Slip is like
Incidents report.
It's an incidents report.
Oh, okay.
Your child touched that person's hair. Incidents report.
Oh,
now you have to
yeah.
sign that you're going to have to speak to your child not to do that again.
Okay.
And after a few pink slips, I was like, hold up, wait a minute. These kids are 5-year-olds. Like, what do you mean don't touch somebody? They'll bump into each other. They're children, right? And so we learned in the beginning to start to advocate for our kids.
Yes.
Because we were like, wait a minute, no.
And the advocacy, it's not only for the kids, but also to teach the teachers and the people who are around the children that, these kids are coming from a different culture. And
right?
you need to be patient with them. You need to understand them.
Yeah.
You see, I was facilitating an anti-racism group. And one of the things that kept coming up is that some of the policies and procedures, especially with our traditional institutions, is that it's archaic. It is not adapting and reflecting the new faces and people and multiculturalism of the country. So that's what I'm finding out, and that's what you just confirmed.
Exactly. And so luckily, their director then, by the time we brought the issue to her, she was like, actually, she also said it, she was like, these are 5-year-olds. Kids are going to be kids in any culture, right? And so what happened was they eventually changed her class, and that was the last we heard of those reports. Then eventually
they changed her class. Okay.
So that told us a lot of things that we're not going to speak about here. But
and this show is not for that. Anyway.
Exactly, it's not for that. Yes. So that went away, and then she got into kindergarten, and then we got some other reports that, she's distracted, she's this, and I was like, hold up. What she's bringing home from class is how to write 1 to 10. But this is a child who already writes 1 to 1,000.
So maybe she's bored.
She's bored.
Yes.
And so we said to the teacher, you know what? How about you give her more work to do? How about, because she was already reading at this point. She was a fast reader, fast learner, fast everything. So we said, how about, because in her class they would give them 1 book per week. We said, how about you give her 2 books per day? And I'm not even kidding.
Yes.
My kid will go through 2 books in a day.
So those are challenges, and I asked that question specifically so that we can our viewers that are of your group with children will learn to be involved with their children's school.
You have
to advocate, and it's not you can't just put kids in school and forget about it. And that's why I asked that question.
And just to buttress your point is that when we started to see this right away, I knew I had to start to volunteer in their school.
You see, you just jumped to one of my questions on how you give back to your community. So you want to talk about it, let's do it. Okay. Yes. How do you give back to your community?
Yeah, so I would say it's been 8 years at the least that I've been volunteering in my kids' school. So in all of, the only one I haven't really signed up for is my son's own now, because of course he went into school when the pandemic hit and all that. So, but I already have submitted my police report and all the stuff that you submit for volunteering. So I quickly realized that the best way to not only be an advocate, but for my voice to also be heard
Yes.
is when they see you often.
Often,
And
yes.
how would they see you often if you don't volunteer, if you don't appear in their events or in their class?
Or go to parent-teachers
Teachers and stuff,
interview.
yeah.
Integrating, that is
Yes,
how we integrate.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that is how we are able to settle down faster.
Faster.
Because
Okay.
settling down takes 3-5 years to
Okay.
really settle down.
Yes.
So we made up our mind, say, this is our new home.
Yeah.
We didn't come with that phrase of we are coming because of the future of the children, but we came for ourselves
For
as
yourselves.
well. So we volunteer, we make friends, we go to events, we learn about the culture, we
Yeah.
learn about the food, we interact, we make things relatable.
Yes.
This is a modern world.
Yes, it is. It is. And I say, if you already made that huge sacrifice to leave your birthplace to come here
Yeah.
or anywhere for
Anywhere.
that matter, why not take an extra step to integrate
Yes.
and learn?
Yes.
You know, so
Yeah.
and that's what you guys have done. And you know, to people watching your age, that's it. You cannot stay in your cocoon and
Yes.
expect a different outcome.
Come, no,
Yeah.
no.
So now, because I want to talk about your business. You left banking, both of you, at the same time, and decided to become self-employed.
Yeah.
And but also, I want to let our viewer knows that you too, your company, is one of our gold sponsors. Gold sponsor of the Thai show, of the Immigrant Experience show. And we invite many people in our viewers to also sponsor us, join us, register, become a subscriber, and become our supporter as Akin and Agape is. So thank you for the support. You left banking,
Yes.
and now you are a digital business owner and coach.
Yes.
Tell us, what is digital business?
Wow. Well,
And this is for me too, so you have to explain it in layman's terms so that
Okay.
I can also learn from you guys.
okay. So we won't go too much into why we left or how the journey started up, but a wake-up call came when I lost my job.
All right, so opportunity came from
The backdrop.
challenges.
Exactly.
Okay.
So it started from there, and we sat down because we are born into a entrepreneurial families and homes and everything. So it was at that point we said we can't just do this again, you know, because as a new immigrant you have to do the certification. You have to start looking for jobs, the job that you like or you don't really like. You have to get going, you know. And then when the job was taken away, I was a credit analyst with one of the top 6 banks. And she was
In Canada.
in Canada here, you know, and she was an administrator in another big bank here. And that was the wake-up call, and we said, okay, we have to do something different. We've been looking for businesses for like 6 years, a good system that we can plug into. And so as at that point in time, which is by next year will be 4 years, we saw a model that works for us. And because we've experienced in so many businesses that we've built over time, even before we left Nigeria, we understood the space.
Okay.
We saw a very good system that we plugged into, you know, and the testimonial before we tell you about it, and Agape will tell you about it. I wanted you to see where the journey started from and the testimonial. Then she will now show you a bit of the kind of business model that we do and we use. So the testimonial as of today is 4 years, into almost 4 years now, I've been home, full-time parent, full-time business owner, online business coach, online business mentor.
I see some of your videos
Yes.
on social media platforms.
Yes. And the same goes for her. 2 years running, she's been a full-time parent.
Oh, so you started 4 years
No,
ago.
both of us.
We
both
both
of us.
started, but
both
then
started.
he's saying that he never had to go back to work after they got fired or laid off, because it was the same month that he got fired that we bought a new house, and then we saw this business, and we thought, okay, if we've been in the corporate world for 20 years, and we really have nothing to show for it. Let's be honest, right? We're not getting richer. We don't have money tucked away in the bank. No, whatever put away for our children. Let's do something different. So we said, okay, we've paid so much money to daycare and all of this over the last 7-8 years. How about let's have a parent stay at home with his children? And it happened to be him because he didn't have a job.
The circumstances brought that up.
And so we were saving money that way once,
Yes.
and then we're living off of my own very miserable income. And so we were doing that, and 1 year after we started the business, we had been able to then replace both our household income. And we decided that, that gave us the courage. Well, that gave me the courage.
Plus, you also limit the expenses that comes with childcare and everything.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So we were able to save and, well, not save, to be honest. Like I said, my salary was very miserable, but at least it kept us going as we built our new business. And within a year, we got the courage for me to leave my job too.
Okay.
So I left my job, and it's been 2 full years that I've been boss free. So for him, almost 4 years. For me, 2 years that we've been
and the
out
kids have benefited from both
my
parents
goodness.
with your flexible time.
Can I share testimonial also again?
Yes.
There was one Monday morning.
She hasn't told
No, I
us
know.
about
She
the
will,
business
she will
yet.
tell you.
Do we have time?
No, we would have. Just one line. Just one line. Our son says, "Oh, Dad, can we play ping pong? 7 a.m. Monday morning."
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay,
And
that's
I played.
good. And you were able to play.
Exactly.
Excellent.
Because there's no hurry,
Excellent. Yes. So tell us quickly, because our time is fast wrapping up, approaching.
So basically, our online business is like a franchise system where we help people plug into certain companies to make commissions. Now, in this whole system, we have the training, the mentorship, the coaching, the product mix, the system. So we build you like a sales funnel, a website. It's like a business in a box. So it's like you're buying into a Starbucks or a Tim Hortons. When you go to those meetings and you tell them that you want to buy a franchise, all they do is, okay, you put some money down, and then they give you their brand, their branded cups, their coffee, they're this, they're that. You get the location, they endorse the location, and then they fill that up, and suddenly you're a Tim Hortons owner. So same as us, we do have some companies that we've partnered with in the area of health and wellness, in the area of relationship management, and in the area of travel that we make money from. And so when an individual comes to us and says, you know what, I want to start a business, but I don't know where to start from. I don't know what to do. What are the steps to do? We say, okay, sure, we have a business in a box. You come in, invest with us, we start you up with this business, we train you, we give you ongoing support throughout the duration of your business, so there's no leaving you behind or leaving you to go figure out things on your own.
Yes.
So we do that, and that's how we have been able to not only make money in our family, but also help other families, especially immigrant families. Because I must say something to immigrants out there and to our people. We were all raised in a certain way. To go to school, work hard, to get what we want, get a job, because that job is the ultimate.
Yes.
But we have broken that.
And show material
And
stuff.
show, exactly. But we have broken that. Our children, we've said to them, look, go to school, learn, make friends,
and come back home.
And come back home. Yes. We don't want you thinking,
you have
college
to work for that long and wait for a pension.
No, we're breaking that. We don't want that, because we have seen that we did corporate for 20 years. We brought nothing out of it. Not that we didn't have a good life, by the way. We had good jobs, good life. I mean, you haven't been to our home. We want you to come to our home. We have a really beautiful home.
Invitation on the show.
Yes, bring the show to our house.
Yes. So we have all that going, but we knew that wasn't all we wanted. And with this business and with our new lifestyle, we are realizing, oh my, Akin and I wake up in the morning and we are in our office, like we don't go anywhere unless we have to. You brought us out today, but we stay home. We are with our kids. We cook for our kids now. we have a relationship with one another.
And,
something that we missed out on for
and you're
years.
also creating future wealth.
Yes.
Rather than
Something that will stay with us.
so
Yes.
you are creating wealth.
Something we
it's
can pass on to our
unfortunate we
children.
have to go to the end. But one more question, though.
Yeah.
If you have to say, as a relatively new immigrant and young too, with young family, if you have any word of wisdom that you would like to pass on to our viewers in the same journey category, what would that be in a nutshell?
I would say take some time to meditate if you have to find your purpose. I know that's a big word, that is common, but ask yourself, what do I want to do? And that is what I ask myself. That's what I'm saying in essence. What do I want to do? What story do I want to write? This is my movie. I don't want to be an extra in my own movie. What do I want to do? What kind of jobs do I want to do? What kind of relationships do I want to create? I recognize also this is my new home. That settles my mind.
Okay, yeah. And you?
I would say almost the same thing is integrating your new home. Like, it makes the journey so much faster. And I say that because over the years we have resettled a lot of immigrant families, and we know it's our purpose, it's our calling. We never try to do business out of this, right? But we've resettled a lot of people, and the most common thing is people don't accept that they're here. They come here and they still want to live the way they've been living in Nigeria or in any part of Africa that they came from. And so they don't settle in fast into this environment. They don't learn the ways of the people. They don't learn what the system is. And so things don't work for them. For us, I can say our story is so beautiful because from the very get-go, like I said, we left everything behind. I didn't bring a single pair of shoes except the ones I wore on my feet to this country. And that was because we said we wanted everything to be brand new. We wanted to start from scratch. And when we came here, that was it. We were like, okay, this is our new home. So how does it work? How does it work here? And so we started to integrate, and things were working out for us. The health system works for us. The banking system works for us. The job system works for us. We've never had to do something that we hated.
All right.
Right?
And part of that is, for someone like me, I love seeking information.
So you have to seek knowledge.
You have to seek knowledge.
You have to be adventurous.
Exactly. And this is that's a rounding up point I wanted to explain to that. Like, I know my strength is seeking out information, finding the information from the right source, and then I bring it to her, I say, because she can read it. You know, so for me, I'll be like, oh, this is the best way to buy a car. I know how to find a mechanic at a dealership so that I cannot, so that I have to pay less if I go to a structured mechanic station.
Yes.
Where you have to book an appointment in advance.
Yes.
That was a culture shock for me. You know, I understood how credit works because I went to events and I would come home and I would explain to her. I'll get resources, notice board, like informations are everywhere.
Where? Okay.
So Akin gets all the information.
Agape reads the information
I read it
and then we now
execute it.
And execute it. Okay. So, I also know that aside from volunteering in schools and things, how you give back to the community, you two also are doing something for your community of Airdrie.
Yeah.
What is it? Quickly though.
Quickly, we realized that blacks don't gather. Blacks from any birth country, you know, and that is why a few of us came together to start the Airdrie Black community. To say, hey, we could leverage our skills, our experiences, our stories, our future, and then pass on a lasting legacy to generations unknown.
So you created Airdrie Black Community.
Yeah, that's the name, Airdrie Black Community.
Oh, okay. And you're on WhatsApp and everywhere. There is a website, businesses, services, everything is on there.
It's on there, and we are going through a season of transformation. So you will get to know that city. Because many people in Calgary think, oh, Airdrie is a village. No, it is not. Take a drive.
Yes.
It is a big city.
city. Yeah.
And we wanted a forum, an umbrella where all blacks can come together. So it's evolving.
All right. Well, this interview can go forever if we allow it, because there's so much valuable information that you guys are sharing and that people can tap into. But unfortunately, we don't have much time to have a longer interview. So we're going to stop here. And to you, our viewers, we hope that you get all sorts of information here, and you can reach out to Akin and Agape, online.
Yeah.
Online
business
our
coaching.
website is very simple, agapeandakin.com.
Okay, agapeandakin.com. And they are also one of our golden sponsors. So we ask you to share, like, and subscribe to the Immigrant Experience Show, and subscribe to be our member too. We appreciate your support in whichever way you can. So go to Diversity Magazine and register, and also don't forget to pick up copies of my children's book, Grammar and Her Munchkins. Until next time, we'll see you. Goodbye.